Fresh ragu, mate. I mean, I hope not. I hope you don't, you know.
This is the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. Today, we'll talk about current game, community, and AIE Guild news, and then we'll finish our live playthrough of the Sork story on Korriban. Well, as much as we're going to do of Korriban. This broadcast astromech is EPC 214. And playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema. What have you been up to this week?
Hey, Max. Well, actually, it's been a pretty busy week, but I'll start with just talking about MFM, which is our mandatory fun night, which we do on Tuesdays in the Guild, because we were on the pub side tonight, and we did Karaga's Palace 16-man, but with a 15-man team, which was fantastic. We had 3 healers, which meant I could goof off all the time, which I proceeded to do. But that was fun. We actually got through the whole instance, which we oftentimes get all the way up to Karaga, and then we have a hard stop at 11 p.m. so that people who have school and work and everything can get up early in the morning or whatever. But we made it all the way through to the end this time, thanks to some heroic cat herding by some members of the team. Kept us going, because otherwise we sometimes will stand around and talk, or chat, or watch hockey or whatever. But yeah, that was really fun. And I switched my Merc a while ago to biochem to take advantage of the new biochem recipes that became available, where you can make the adrenal, the stem, your med packs or whatever. You can make a permanent version of them for your biochem. And so this week I started the process for my trooper as well. And I only got her up to 400 biochem, but that was because I kind of hit a dearth of mats, because first I had already just done this on my Merc, and second, a couple weeks ago, we had a big, or I anyway, had a big push for a crafting week of Conquest, and I pretty much cleaned out all my mats. So I'm stuck right now on, I need to go farm up some, artificial microbes, which is the grade 7 biochemical. For some reason, I have 1,000 of the other one, 1,000 metabolic enhancement agents, which is the grade 7 sample, but I have like 1 artificial microbe. I don't know why the disparity there, but I have to go do some farming there, because I went and looked at them at the GTN, and they're like 4K a piece for them, and I'm like, no, I think I'll just go out and pick them up off the ground instead of paying that. But yeah, so crafting, crew skills, MFN, and our own ops team, and actually looking at a lot of stuff in the patch notes tonight, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. So that's what I've been up to. How about you, Max?
Yeah, so I don't know what's up with your microbes there. I wonder if they got really expensive on the GTN, so you unloaded them all for stacks of cash. Because I've done that. If just one thing is really valuable, I'll dump it. But then I usually unload them equally now, because you do get into that situation where you get a stack of something. And I think I did some mat farming this week. You know what I've been doing? I've also been doing a little bit of mat farming just to have it ready, and did not get around to participating in the most recent crafting conquest update. I did hear, though, and we'll have to confirm, that there is going to be a handful of conquest weeks coming up as they close out towards the merge of the servers, or the unification, or whatever they're calling it. That there'll be a series of weeks that will all be crafting conquest, and maybe their intent is to try to dump a whole bunch of mats leading up to that. I did. I also put some levels on a couple of my alts. I messed around with that for some whatever reason. I don't remember exactly why I was doing that, but I played on my assassin some, put some actual levels on my assassin. Still doing most of that just by doing the daily areas in the level 50 and above. I like to go do Black Hole and CZ-198 and that kind of thing. And I think I put a couple levels on my Marauder. Again, I don't know why. And I messed around with the podcast. I messed around with my podcast hardware and a little bit on the sounds. And we're changing the format again just slightly. We're now going back to a little bit more of a hybrid. We're going to do some of that news up front. Got some feedback from the people that listen to audio only that they were sort of missing that. And us trying to sort of splice it all together was feeling sort of awkward for us too. So we're still going to do a shorter news segment up front. And then when we do play through our class stories and we play through the planets, we'll be able to focus on that a little bit more. And I'll do what I tend to do and what Seema does on the mandatory fun nights, which is we'll do a little bit more of narration of here's where we are and why we're doing it and why this is interesting and why this planet is cool, etc., etc. So that's what I've been doing. And we do have a little bit of news we can talk about too.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
In the news, so quick run through of the news, there's plenty you can catch up on if you look at what we look at, which is the dev tracker, sometimes Twitter, and the patch notes. So picking a few things out, I did see that while it's in the patch notes, the idea, and we talked about it last week, that it was coming that commanding legacy thing, which is as you get more characters to 300, you'll get a 25% CXP bonus to your legacy for each quote-unquote character you get to 300. They clarify that in the dev tracker in a way that made me relatively sad, which is
right.
which is you only it's almost works like achievements, like base class achievements. So if you do a trooper or a bounty hunter, you get 25%. Then if you do a Jedi Knight or a Sith Warrior, you get another 25%. So to get, so it's either one of the base class counts for both of those base class, and that gives you 25%. My problem with that is I have two characters at 300, a trooper and a bounty hunter, which means I don't get 50% bonus. I only get 25%. Thanks, Obama.
Right. And I'm sure that affects a lot of people because historically, when legacy shuffling became a thing and we were sharing gear, of course you would level up your mirror class first. I mean,
yeah.
You'd be tempted to because of it would have gear waiting for him or her. So yeah, I'm in the same boat. My two most played characters right now are a bounty hunter and a trooper.
Yeah. So there we go. That's news for you. Apparently there's technical limitations. I think there's technical limitations like it's technically difficult because we did it the other way. And now technically
we're limited now because we did it the other way.
Yes.
And we would have to change that.
So there you go. Another thing they implemented but it's not working right is what, Seema? I'm messing with it right now.
Something screwy about the scroll wheel navigation. Doesn't work properly yet. Something about the cartel market.
So you can use it in the cartel market to scroll through things, and you can use it in your collection. Oh, look, they did change the cartel market also. I did not see that yet.
Yes, I have a comment about that.
Oh, do you? What is your comment about that?
Well, I think it's a success because, first of all, I love it whenever they add a search function. And while I really want one on my inventory before the cartel market, but when I went to look at the new interface for the cartel market, I was just searching on random terms to see what would come up. And one of the things I put in was ACK for ACDog, because I'm trying to think of all the things in the past that were hard to find. So when I typed in ACK, the Ember ACK came up, which is a pet. Adorable little ACDog pet. So I bought it. So it's like, hey, your search is working.
Am I spelling ACK wrong? Because I'm spelling ACK like ACK, and every single pack in the cartel market is now
AKK.
AKK. Yeah, see, I completely. Oh, that is cool looking. Why do I not? Do I not have one of those? I think I might have one of those. Ember ACDog. Oh, that is pretty cool looking. Would that be in?
Yeah. So basically, the UI changes work. They work. I spent some cartel coins, which I don't normally spend them, especially not to buy things.
Interesting. Oh, still no search in the collection, I see. Otherwise, I
Well,
could look
at
for it
least
in
the
there.
at least the pets are in alphabetical order, though,
They are show
unlike many other things. But I do
collected.
like the new interface for the cartel market. And maybe it means, there's new UI coming for other things within the game. Like I don't know if you noticed, but in the inventory, I don't think it was this time, but there's like a bar that fills up according to what you have, how much room you have left in your inventory,
Yes.
which doesn't seem all that useful right now because you can see with your eye how much you have left because
Yes.
there's not multiple tabs.
I
But
can see
maybe
with
they're
my
working on
eye.
something. Like maybe there would be a tab for each character or something.
That would be interesting.
I don't. That was my irresponsible speculation for the week.
But that, but you're right. It doesn't make much sense because I can just see how much is filled up. I don't, that bar does not provide any more information as the way it currently stands. Let's see. Also in the news, it is a double XP week and double command XP week from the 10th to the 17th. I did have a suggestion from one of our guildies this week that they asked me to send in a note to Keith, and I don't know why I would do that because Keith would not pay attention. I mean, he might just as much. I mean, as much
he
to
might.
anyone else. I don't know why I would need to send the email.
Yeah, that was not a comment about
you
Keith.
send
That
an
was more of
email.
a comment about us. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, the suggestion was if they're doing those kind of bonuses, it could be fun to split those up. So if you're going to do Valor XP and Command XP, maybe do Valor 1 week, then the next week do Command XP, and then the week after that do leveling experience. So I can focus on those kinds of things and do those things, and I don't have to like fit all at once.
Right.
Also, if you could check when I'm going out of town for work, which I'm doing tomorrow, and postpone it as a result of that, that would be great too. But I'll be back on Saturday, so I'll go ahead and come in on Saturday.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Why don't we play around in the patch notes for a couple minutes before we go talk to Overseer Harkin here? What did you see, Seema, in the patch notes from today that looked interesting to you?
I don't know. I got kind of excited because, of course, when I downloaded the patch and then logged in, I saw the new server selection had already been collapsed down to 5 servers. So I'm like, oh, we're getting ready for the server merge, which they are. That's what's the first thing in the patch notes. Server window is already updated. I like this sort of stepped approach, and also the fact that they let us know the steps in advance because it gives me a feeling of confidence that it's going to go smoothly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why you're getting that feeling, but
well, I didn't say it was a real feeling. It's better than just saving it all up for the end and you don't know or whatever. It just
little
it feels
steps
like,
along the way is probably
it feels
a really
like you're
good
progressing
idea.
to a plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I also, did you see that they updated the stronghold cap already?
I did see that, and they've already made the change to the bonus cap of 150%. So that's cool.
So my stronghold, which one did I kick out? I think I kicked out Coruscant. Yeah, because there's Kos City, Drum and Kos. So I can go back and now unlock Coruscant again, and then I can start picking up some chairs because I won't have to have Chairapalooza all over the place. So even now, I could just chair the heck out of Coruscant and then unchair my trainer or Manon or something.
That's right. Absolutely right. Yeah, Of course, I'm lazy. I don't want to pick up all the chairs now, but that's on me.
Beside the point. Exactly. Let's see. Also, the Stronghold cinematic. Still speaking of Strongholds, did you notice that they said that the Stronghold cinematics are fixed? And did you find the terminal? I'm gonna check out my Chamber of Deception, my House of Lies. Did you see supposedly there's a terminal in there now. the cinematic will only play once for each stronghold per character. And then there's a terminal that you can click on to see the cinematic again, which I thought was a nice little compromise. And yes, I do see the terminal. I think this is it right here because this is something new. Stronghold introduction. So I can click on that. Did I click on it right? It's not doing anything. Oh, there we go. Which is kind of cool because when you do that cinematic, it will show it with your decorations in it.
Right. So if you want to see the effect of your...
Oh, look, there's my little party room downstairs.
The cinematic for Yavin 4 is really cool.
It is. There's my little pet room. There's me walking on the bridge with my little plants and waterfall. Okay. Well done. Well done, BioWare.
I hadn't really realized since I didn't buy a Yavin 4 Stronghold myself, so I've never seen it, but it gives some really nice long-range shots, and yeah.
Yeah. All right, what else? This next one I thought was a little crazy.
Let's see. Let me look back at the notes here. Oh yeah. So now when we get to Light 5 or Dark 5, that's gonna last for 18 hours up from 1 hour.
18 hours? Was that really necessary?
It's just making me laugh because it's just long and it's I get why you pick, if you're gonna pick a long time, I get why you pick 18, right? Because then it's gonna end up being at different times of day.
It will cover a whole sort of day range.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that seems a little bit long to me, though.
To me, if you change something from 1 hour to 18 hours, then you're like wanting something different out of it. And I just wonder what they're thinking about or responding to. Because the only complaint I hear about the DVL status is that it's too often light or it's too often dark, and like I can never click on my things because it's always light, or I can never click on my things because it's always dark. I don't think this is gonna really fix that. We'll see.
No, well, maybe just logging in every other day or every third day, it'll be dark for a day. So maybe that'll be okay. Yeah. Did you see the chat room?
Yeah.
There's a technical reason. It has to be 18 hours. Yes. I think there is a technical limitation, which is it's now limited to the number 18 that I typed in.
Yeah.
So technically, it's limited to 18 hours. They also nerfed the extreme amounts of command XP we were getting from Black Hole and CZ-198 and Section X, which is quite sad because now it's quite nerfed way back down to the beginning. But they're continuing to think about how they're going to increase that and make it better. The one little concession that they did give is for the daily galactic command bonus. That bonus is now up from 150% up and has now bumped up to 200% bonus for that daily bonus. I think they should make that daily bonus something like 400%. It would really make me want to do it. Oh look, it's light side for another 16 hours. Back on this for a second though. This will be useful for us, I think. This provides us an opportunity for it always to be light or dark. So mostly it's always going to be in a winning state for us on Mandatory Fun Night, for example. And we could go fight DVL bosses pretty much any time now. So there's that. Class buffs and nerfs for all the remaining classes are in. At least all of the round 1 buffs and nerfs are now done. Now it gives them an opportunity to be further doing small minor tweaks now that everything is settling down to the damage and health and tanking abilities, and gives them the opportunity to move on to looking at utilities potentially, which is the part where they completely destroy bounty hunters for me.
I was really amazed when I read through the changes they're putting in for GSF, in that it just seems like a lot of stuff. I don't understand GSF, so maybe it's not that much stuff, but it was just a lot of stuff in the patch notes. What did you think about it, Max?
the GSF updates are all focused around tweaks to the way ships work, what their roles, refinement of their roles, and the balance between ships. I did see a little bit of the work going on behind the scenes to make that happen, and it was quite involved and quite extreme, and there was a lot of testing going on. So I think people will be pleased if you... I think you'll be pleased if you are a high-end GSF player and understand the way all of the ships can work and do work. If you're more casual at GSF, you may not notice that the changes all that much. There are some different abilities and some different ways some of the ships work. You may feel like some ships don't work as well. I think my bombers are going to be quite a bit less effective and less sort of tanky, and strike fighters are definitely going to work a little bit better than they have, but you're going to have to sort of feel it out. I think in general there's going to be a lot of opportunity for more balance, and if you really want a good team versus team, having balance across that team of different ships and different roles and sort of all working together across those roles, I think will be interesting and effective. A couple last things. What do we got? Command crates can now drop more stuff. The slot where you were every once in a while able to get a schematic now has the potential to drop a whole bunch of other things like command boosts and other interesting...
And a chance cube.
Yeah, potentially grand chance cubes. Did you check out the new vendors or the updates to the vendors on IOCath? I have not yet.
I did not. I appreciate... So I don't know how much they lowered this stuff, but I appreciate that they did lower the cost on some of those things. But I haven't looked at it yet.
So that's interesting. There are new decos on both of those, or on at least one of the vendors. I saw a list of them. I like the idea of new decos, though, and I think some of them are the personnel type decos, which are some of my favorite. And finally, out of the patch notes, the only other one I pulled out is they did make that adjustment to bolster for war zones up to 242. So going up to 242 means it's much closer bolster balance if you go into a war zone without having endgame gear. You will not get not go all the way to 246 because that would make gear, striving after gear completely useless. But you do go up to 242, which is pretty close and pretty good and pretty balanced, and people should be in general happy with that, and then still give you that opportunity to continue to get unassembled components by participating in PvP and fill out the rest of your set up to 246, 248. Cool. A little bit of guild news. The only shout out that we wanted to do in the guild is our DST Sunday night ops team is looking for a full-time DPS for Sunday nights at 8 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Eastern? Who explains times in Eastern time zone? I think that's imaginary.
Everybody,
that
Max.
time zone
Everybody.
That time zone doesn't exist.
And that, by the way, is on the imp side. That's an Imperial team.
Imperial team, Sunday nights, from 7 to 9:30 p.m. Central. No, 7 to 9:30. 7 to 9:30. UTC. So that is that. Shout out to the chat room. Thank you, chat room, helping us put the show together, helping us put all of my audio together. I was having some challenges. As I said, I switched out some hardware. I switched out a few of my configurations, and everything went a little crazy this week. So hopefully we're sounding okay. Hopefully this will come out okay, and hopefully it's sounding a little bit better for all of you in the that are only listening online. Chat room, we will talk to you after, because now we will transition, and hopefully this next part will sound good to you as well if you're listening only. But now we're going to get back into our story time. I didn't have another sound queued up, so story time. Dun dun dun. Story time. We have been on Korriban for a couple weeks now. We are going to be done with Korriban no matter what we do tonight over the course of about the next half hour or so. How long have we been podcasting so far? Wow, about 24 minutes. That went longer than it was supposed to. So maybe about another half hour or so, 40 minutes, we will push this to an hour. We're going to go talk to Harkin. This is the starting planet. This is our Sork story. We have another Sith apprentice who we're battling against. His name is Fawn. We just had to do a real nasty challenge in a tomb where we had to, puzzle out how to open a datacron by shooting lightning at it, which was really tough. Although somebody corrected me
it was the last thing we thought of.
Somebody corrected me in Twitter that said, it could be because of our bloodline is attuned to it that it would only open for us when we shot the lightning at it. Yada yada.
Right.
I prefer to think that just nobody ever thought of it.
I said that too. I said it was your special lightning.
My special lightning. We also are starting to hear about Zash, Lord Zash, Lord Lady
Yes.
Zash. And we'll see how far we get if we get to talk through everything that happens with Zash. But that is what's our dealings with Zash is what's going to finish up this planet for us. So let's go take a look. Let's go find Harkin. Where's Harkin? We gotta go talk to Harkin. He is over here on the right. So let us go track down Harkin. We cracked open the datacron while Fawn had to go off into the into the library and read some books. We had to go into a monster-infested tomb of Marka Ragnos and open
an adventure.
Deep in the monster-infested tomb of Marka Ragnos, there is a holocron. Can you get in? There's Seema coming into my class story area. Did you do it? Did you shoot lightning at the thing and the thing?
I think so. I think I did go back and do that, yeah. So I could catch up to you.
My time, slave.
Slave.
You better have the holocron.
Slave.
Slave. You better have the holocron, slave.
Fake. Or stolen from the library, probably.
From the library.
I'll deal with you later.
Fawn went to the library. I didn't go to the library.
I believe it's time for another demonstration.
Is he going to kill
step
somebody?
Forward.
Yes, Overseer.
Fawn, kill him.
With pleasure, Overseer.
Well, there, he deserves to die if he's going to go. All right. Do we get to kill Fawn yet?
Let Gur be an example to you. Fawn destroyed him easily, like he will destroy all of you. Are there any other objections?
Remember, we're dark side, Seema. So now we need to...
You are only giving us power, Harkin.
And your
You're only
comments
giving us
are
power.
only hastening your death, slave.
Slave.
Now the rest of you know the next trial. Go. You, slave.
Slave.
Stay here. No,
Every time.
Slave.
Slave,
You think
again.
yourself
Wow, there
pretty
was 3.
clever getting that holocron, don't you?
Just shut up.
Stop with your taunts and give me my next trial.
If
Just
you wish
punch
to
him.
prolong your life, you will not make demands of me again, slave.
Slave.
Now for your trial. The last, darkest secrets of Tulak Horde are buried in his tomb. Lord Zash wants this text.
All right,
But the
Tulak
final
Horde.
resting place of the dead lord is not
Oh,
easily
great.
trespassed. You will not be the first to die there.
I'll be back.
I will return, and with the text.
No, say it right.
Do not come back here
I'll be
until
back.
you've gotten the text from Tulak Horde's tomb.
All right, fine. So this... Do we get to go to Tulak Horde's tomb? Oh, this is... Oh, this one is not too bad. So it must be after we talk to... After we get this stuff from Tulak Horde's tomb that we'll go to... Oh, you know we didn't go back and turn in? Which I guess we could. Is down in the wilds. We didn't turn in where you go to the brain... You get the brain of the beast in that dude down in the laboratory. Well, we'll do that later. Let's go see what's up with Tulak Horde's tomb. I'm going to just quick travel to the exit here, the Sith Academy. And someone in the chat room is asking how hard Master Mode is from Story Mode.
And the flashpoints.
Of the flashpoints, is that what you're asking, Phoenix? Master Mode is quite difficult of anything, really. Master Mode of chapters is quite difficult.
New flashpoint, yeah.
Yes. difficult. Master mode of anything is difficult. Catch up, Seema. Why do I not have a speeder yet? Did I not unlock the speeder? Oh, there you are. I have my rocket boost, which should be named rocket boots. So little tricks while you're leveling. Remember that you can use quick travel. If you've got the perks unlocked, you can abuse quick travel. Look at that exploration. I just hit level 10.
So did I. We could actually go to the fleet if we wanted to now, I think. And I mean, and yeah, we're not.
And leave and
limited
go
to
on and
just
leave this
more-
planet.
Yeah.
Well, except you
Yes,
want to finish your
right.
story parts. Let's just skip this guy. He wants us to go do a bunch of junk. But let's just go do
Right.
the story part.
Yeah, we'll stick to the story because, you know, we eventually want to get our ships. That's the one thing
That-
you miss if you don't do the story is getting your ship.
Yes, which is critical because you can't do a whole bunch of things without your ship. You can't do quick travel to
Right.
planets even if you have the legacy unlocks. You can't get your friends to take you places unless you have your own ship. It is quite a problem. What's out there? Tulak Horde is there. What is this one? Secret of Tulak Horde. Collect the antechamber tablet. Oh, so we do have to get something out of this antechamber. Ooh, guys. Reprogrammed droid. Slave rebellion. Slave. Alright, let's kill these people. Oh, that just took way too long. Who said that? Who said I still got it? Shay Vizsla?
I think it was your Jedi
That's what
Master.
Rano says. I've never played with her before. She says I've still got it. That's a little.
But that doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't make sense for either of them, really.
Rano said not even
But
a
yeah, see-
challenge. Yeah, she said I still got it. Is she
Huh.
like boastful? She's
Well, was
a
she
good dark
supposed
side
to have
Jedi.
lost it?
Well, I don't know. Is she the #1 duelist in her class? I don't think so. Alright, we
But that
collected
reminds me
that.
of one of the things that were in the patch note is that they put new custom companion customization vendors in the cartel bazaar. So
Right,
that
so you
if
could
you have
get-
that, you can, which you previously you couldn't if you were a Republic character, for instance. So now you can, or if you're like an Empire character who's gotten Kaizen Fest or something.
Yes, which is a good idea. So that's useful. We have to go to all these places? All right.
Oh my gosh, they're making us play the game. What a hardship.
While you're doing this, while you're leveling up, you should be getting all of the sort of the planetary things along the way while you do your class story, and do it all at once if you're planning on doing the planetary story. Because if you don't, then you basically come back and you do go to each of these areas multiple times. So keep an eye on that as you go through. If you're going into an area and you don't have like a planet quest to do in that same area that you're going for your class quest, that means you didn't pick up something along the way. So if we had talked to that guy outside, back this way. If we had talked to that guy outside who said, "Where are you going?" "Hello." "Hello." Oh, you're just killing people? You're so dark side. If we had talked to that
You're
guy
in my
outside, he
way.
would have things for us to do here that are just sort of non-class story type stuff that we could do along the way. All right. There's a heroic in here as well, isn't there? Maybe I think that's what that guy was going to ask us to do, which is that heroic that's right in there, which
Oh yeah.
which we could probably get off a terminal as well. All right, let's kill some of these things.
That wasn't too bad.
She's sassy. Reynos is sassy.
Another one down.
I don't know who she is. I don't have a sense of who I don't even know who you are anymore. Master Reynos.
Finish.
I mean, it's new for you to run
I
with her,
still
so
got
yeah,
it.
you don't know her
Yeah.
yet.
I thought she'd be really like conservative Jedi, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, you know what I can do now that I'm level 10 also? Here we go. I can put
What?
in a crystal in my lightsaber. That's a little bit nicer than the crystal I have.
Oh, good call. I'm gonna do that too.
There we go. And I can also wear this. I have a whole set of legacy gear. I'm going to be super powerful now. Sweet. Now let me now check out my lightsaber. Ooh, look at that. What?
No, you keep your lightsaber to yourself.
Something euphemism. Wink wink nudge nudge, say no more. You know what I mean? Alright, we gotta go to the next one. That's my advanced cyan blue eviscerating crystal that I got out of my collections. Eviscerating crystals are crit, and most classes besides tanks want a crit crystal at this point in the game. At various times when stat balances have changed, you've had to the most beneficial crystal has switched between power and crit at this point, and since since 4.0 or something, it's been crit crystal being the most advantageous to have.
Another one down.
Although that's been a little bit of a problem, that switch between power and crit being more or less useful, because back when power was more useful, I got a bunch of Hawkeye crystals, and I have some really nice colors of Hawkeye crystals in my collection that are not very useful to me anymore, unfortunately. Hey, I just saw a Chemval come stealthing by. There must be a assassin around here somewhere. Who was I talking to about Chemval this week?
That wasn't too bad.
Somebody was mentioned Chemval, I think, on Twitter.
Another
What
one
did they
down.
say? I don't know, but whatever it was, I was saying yes, Chemval is one of my favorite companions in the game. Probably up
Little
there in
Sith.
my... Yeah, he's always... I mean, his basic premise is, good night, sleep well, and most likely eat you in the morning.
Yeah,
This
it's
is where we
sort
need to
of
go,
like
yeah.
one of my favorite
Got it.
Kaizen Fett.
Finish.
Similarly, doesn't speak basic, just speaks Trandoshan, so his like Kemval is just a bunch of syllables sometimes.
Yes.
But I like Kaizen Fest because he's very philosophical.
Yeah, he's a little bit more zen than Chemval, who's a little bit more, I'm gonna kill
Like,
you, I'm gonna rip out your throat while you're
When
sleeping.
he first sees Coruscant, he says something like, this isn't
Quick travel.
exactly what he says, but he says something like, so many people and yet so much loneliness, or something like that.
Yes, yeah. So crowded yet so lifeless, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Chemval just tells you you're weak all the time, that he's gonna kill you while you sleep. I quick traveled back. Did I leave you?
Plus, in his story too, you visit his father's grave with him, and I don't know.
He has a good
There's a
good
bond.
story. There's a whole, he's sort of like on an honor quest, and he sort of lost all of his honor when he joins you, and it's sort of he's on a journey to regain it. I would
Yeah.
recommend doing these planetary quests as you go around. Really, all the planets. If you haven't done them at least once, I would do them. I like all of the planetary quests. There's a couple interesting things that happen here. Oh, let me join yours and.
Okay, I forgot to go in yours.
Yes.
Well, you do
It is
yours,
remarkable. Magnificent.
and then I'll do it too. I'll
You
just
slave.
slave.
No. Acolyte. You're the one who brought me this
see?
magnificent holocron from
So
the
this
tomb
is
of
Zash.
Ragnos, yes?
Well, why are you invisible? All I see is a sword hanging in the air.
That's funny.
I see Shea Vizsla.
She tried to call me slave, but she changed it to acolyte.
Yes, she did the same thing for me.
Is there something wrong?
Is
Unbelievable.
that you talking? Is there something
1,000
wrong?
years buried in that tomb. The Sith Lords
Yeah, but-
passing it by. And then the most unlikely person comes along. Tell me.
Yeah,
how
a
did you
hobbit.
manage it?
The most unlikely person comes along. Bilbo Baggins.
Good. You guard your secrets well. This is a credit to you and a source of power. Though I, personally, your
All
work
right.
so far, in bringing back this holocron, and now the text from Tulak Hod's tomb, has me. I am watching your progress eagerly.
So what do I have to do
high hopes
next?
for you, Acolyte. Sky high.
All right, Zash.
Really? Harkon seems to favor Fawn.
Harkon's only purpose is to weed out the weak. Beyond good
All
luck,
right.
Acolyte.
Good luck. Thank you. Harkin's an idiot.
She's so nice.
Yeah, she's our friend. I can tell.
Yeah.
All right, you finish up with him. I'm gonna go in my own and finish mine.
Okay.
I was just about to send
Yeah,
Fawn
new
off.
face.
What?
There we go. And I'm gonna go punch Harkin in the
Yes.
Yes. We already talked to you. Why do you
Is there
ask?
some-
And
I'm not
That's
telling.
my lit-
you
Oh, this must be what you said. The overseer
Really?
disagrees because he's an idiot. Zash, I'm gonna kill him. I'm telling you. But of course we don't. He actually shows up
I was
quite.
just about to send
down-
Fawn
quite-
off. What
quite a ways
delayed
down the
you,
road.
slave?
Mm,
I like to stop and smell the.
You'll be smelling your own blood soon. Now,
yes.
did you collect the text
course I
from
got the
Tulak
text.
Smelling
Hod's
blood.
tomb?
I never
Of
fail.
course. As always, I'm brilliant.
I'm
Give it here.
brilliant.
No doubt it's been badly damaged. It's what we get for sending a worthless alien to do a Sith's job.
Alien.
Isn't that
Called
right,
me alien.
What are we waiting for, Overseer? Why don't we kill?
You have a big mouth, slave, but no combat skills. I don't want to see you again until you've satisfied the training
Oh,
facility.
this is an
on the
ambush,
second
isn't it?
floor
Go
of
to the second
academy
floor.
And is usually reserved for
Okay.
the Dark Lords and
Oh, did I
their
give it away?
apprentices.
Spoiler.
This is not a promotion, and you are not to speak to anyone except the training master when you are up there. Understand? You are not fit for their presence.
That's hardly your call.
Do not press your luck, slave.
More
I could
slaves.
just let Fawn tear you to pieces. Now get going to the second floor training grounds. You don't want...
Okay. I believe their level. Did you get level 11? My levels go to 11.
Yes. I did get a level 11.
Okay. So let us go up to the second floor because I believe we're in for a little bit of a surprise. Not a big surprise and not a nice surprise, but just a little bit of a surprise. And maybe we get to do some dark-sided things. I need more dark side. We decided we were going to go dark side. Now I'm eager.
Now we haven't had a lot of opportunities yet.
Hello there, friend. You remember my brother and me from downstairs? With Harkon, right?
Sorry it had to be this way.
We don't like it any more than you do. Well, maybe a little.
I don't understand why all Imperials are British. And like different
Well, and now,
different British accents. These guys are like
well, yeah.
Cockney.
So that that's to imply, lower social class. Yeah.
Hello,
Plus now I see you as just
You
your
remember
weapon.
me and my brother? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should click something here. This
This
isn't
sounds
starting out.
vaguely like a threat. What did I ever do to you?
I'm sorry, man. I liked you. I
I'm
really
sorry,
did.
man.
But Harkin made us a deal, see?
I like these
We
guys.
kill you, we go home.
We go home.
Your lightsaber's talking to them.
If you're going to kill me, then do it.
Then do it.
I'm sorry. I really am.
I'm sorry.
Quiet, Balak.
Are you
The
Canadian?
time for talk is past. Fight for your life, Acolyte.
I'm gonna kill these guys. You are. Oh, I did. I killed them both. I thought you only like disabled them, didn't kill them. All right, you want to kill him, Seema? You go. You gotta go do yours, right?
Yeah.
Go back in there and kill him. I will catch you. I'll jump. I'm gonna jump off of this thing because that's what I do. Also, as you're going through the planets, you can, if you're of a mind to do it, keep track of all of the codex entries. There are codex entries that you can be getting along the way, blue things you can be clicking on to unlock all the different parts of the codex. It's easier to do it as you go through if you are a person who likes to be a completionist, for example. The other thing you can keep an eye on is most of the planets have a related kill achievement associated with like killing different kinds of wildlife and that kind of thing. Oh, hey Harkin, what's up?
What's up, man?
Harky.
Well, look who shows up at long last. I half expected to hear you'd crossed some dark lord
Really? Is that
upstairs
what you
and find
expected?
None of the others have shown up either. I assume they're dead by now, which means you and Fon are the last ones.
Your boy is dead now, yeah.
So I just killed Fawn and I'm Sith, right? This shouldn't take long.
Ooh, I'm angry.
Wrong. Your final trial will be to retrieve an ancient map from the innermost chamber
Oh,
of
I remember this one.
Sado's tomb, which has never been breached in thousands of years. But before you get the map, you'll have to awaken an ancient assassin called a Dashard that sleeps in
There
the
we
tomb.
go.
You cannot access the map without him. Understand?
What's so special about this map?
Oh, do we have time for this? We
Lord
gotta do
Zash
this, right?
wants it. Oh.
Oh, well, let's go
and
do this
one
quick.
more thing. And Fon's already started. So my advice.
Run, slave, run. So
Run,
we have to go catch
slave.
Fun.
Run.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
One moment, please.
Lord Zash, what are you doing here?
Overseer, are you implying that I, a Lord of the Sith, don't have the right to go where I please within the Academy of the Sith?
No, of course not, Lord Zash.
Good. I saw the last acolyte arrive. I wanted to see the hopefuls off on their final trial. Where's, the red one, Fawn?
Where's the red one?
He finished his
The red
trial
one.
early, so I sent him on rather than keeping him waiting for this.
Pity. I just finished translating the wonderful text this acolyte brought from Tulak Hord's tomb, and it's most illuminating. I don't know that the map can be retrieved without it.
Well, well, well. It's a good thing I didn't start running, isn't it, Harkin?
It's too late. Fon's already left. You can't just...
Give one acolyte an unfair advantage over the other?
Haha.
Overseer, when is...
There we
Now,
go.
My dear
So she's
acolyte,
giving us a map.
here is what you must do to free the Dashard. There are rods scattered throughout the tomb of Naga Sado.
All right, I'll
These
get the
rods
rods.
are the keys to the
Rods
chamber
are the
where
key.
ancient... I don't know exactly the reason.
Don't know exactly
but
the
it is clear
reason.
that you will not be able to retrieve them.
And then something happens. And I am
I
not
have
easy
yet
to
to meet
kill.
a danger I cannot defeat.
I will return when both acolytes are back from the tomb. You will not do anything
This is a
further.
good
Yes,
part.
Lord Zash.
This is a good part of the
Good.
story. All right, let's do this. I'm quick. Oh, did you do it at the same time I was doing it, or do you need to do it?
I need to do it. So I'll do that quickly.
All right, you do it, and I will start walking this direction. So this is the part in every class story where you get your first companion, which is one of my favorite parts of the game as well. So there's two of my favorite parts of the start of every class story, which is getting your first companion, that's always fun, and then getting your ship, which is always awesome. Some of the getting of the ship is better than others. I specifically like the bounty hunter technique of,
I do too.
Getting the ship. I like the actual ship that you get as an Imperial agent. I think that's the most awesome of the ships, the coolest looking of the ships. I do like the Sith warrior, Sork, assassin, Juggernaut ship. So the warriors, not a consors, I guess Sork, sorcerer warrior ship. It's quite fitting. The Jedi ship, I think, is only okay. It looks good. It looks like a Jedi ship. It looks like it should, but it's not my favorite. Do we have to go up this elevator? No. What does that elevator do? It's an elevator to nowhere. Maybe there's a datacron up there, or a codex entry. The sentry will ask you to go do something in here. Pick up the remains of somebody if you want to. Another level, but we're not going to bother to do that. So all we need to do in here is get the rods, and then we get our first companion, who is Kembal.
Not even a challenge. I still got it. Another one down.
Little bonus for killing 12 of these guys, which will happen in about 30 seconds. Oh, is that a rod? Hey. Complete. Collected the rod of hate. There's one. More rivals. More rivals.
Not even a challenge. Finished. I still got it. Another one down.
Bonus completed. Down here. Four rods? 4 rods? 3 rods?
Yeah, 4. We already got 1.
Not even a challenge. I still got it.
Oh, there's a lot of trash in here. How do you like it, Simon? You like the trash?
Wasn't too bad.
The rod. Rod of Fury. You got that rod. 2 down. Rocket boost on through.
Now I have to go the
Gonna-
long way around.
Just gonna run through these guys. Let my companion beat them up. Yeah, I'm a little overpowered. Oh, there it is. Another rod. Are you killing things? Sorry, I just ran through. They're probably coming back to kill you now.
Did you collect the rod up there?
I'm at rod number 3. 3 of 4, Rod of Wrath. I have the Rod of Wrath.
I got credit for that.
Oh.
That wasn't too bad.
And Last rod. There we go. Place the rods at the altars. Where's that? That's back this way.
That wasn't too bad.
Back to the north. Avoid the droids. Also, since we're level 10, we could get ourselves some professions, which I tend to do as soon as I hit level 10. Because then, as you go along, it's not that important anymore. It used to be real important because once you go in your own, I'll go in my own. We'll just do it at the same time, and we can talk about it as we go.
Okay.
So that we both can do it, because then we can both get our ships before long. Ooh, knocking droids off the edge. A little bit of a knockback. It used to be important to get your especially gathering skills right away. Because if you didn't get the gathering skills right away, you wouldn't be getting the low-level mats on the planets where you needed to get them. But gathering skills don't work that way anymore. The way gathering skills work now is as soon as you get the gathering skill, it will work on gathering mats anywhere on any planet. You'll just get more if you're a high-level gatherer.
Right.
Which is nice, because then you don't need what you used to need to do, and if you ever switched gathering professions, you'd have to go back to all the low-level planets and level up your gathering on the low-level planet before you could move on and get to the higher-level planet, etc., etc.
Yes, and even if you were doing it as you level, you'd find yourself, you'd have to stay on Coruscant until you finish leveling up, because once you got to the next planet, you wouldn't be able to scavenge or biochem anything, because you wouldn't.
Right, exactly. You'd be stuck, or you'd have to waste time going back, and so yeah, now it doesn't matter at all. And yes, the chat room is mentioning that you can go to fleet early, but can you get?
Yes, you can.
Can you get professions though at level 8, even though you can go to fleet at level 8?
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
You can.
All right.
And you can do that little quest too, where if you talk to each one, you get some XP for that quest.
Right. Okay, I am placing
It's just
rods.
we were level 8 for like 5 seconds, so we missed it.
Yes. And now we're 12. I'm 12. 13. We are now I'm level syncing down to the swim planet already. Okay, there I just placed.
And we're not
the
wearing
4.
XP gear at all.
No. And no XP boosts. Besides our inherent ones from the guild. So if you are in a guild, you do get a 10%. And if you're in a large enough guild, you can get up to 10% experience bonus from your guild. All right, I am meditating at the altar. Let's see what happens. Meditating real hard. Oh, it is double XP week. That's also true. So
Oh, good.
I forgot about that. We're getting that. Even us low levels. Can we shut it off? I bet we can shut it off if we needed to. There should be a GRE on the fleet that sells an item that should turn it off. I thought they said they would be making it so that you could turn it off anytime it came back.
Yeah, they did say that. So that, all subsequent double XP events, you could turn it off.
Oh, look, I'm using lightning again to open a thing. That's all it takes, a little bit of lightning.
Your special lightning.
My attuned lightning. Enter the Deshad's chamber. At level, first time I did this on my first character, without any of the bonuses, without any presence, without another companion. This was hard. Do you remember this? Oh, come on. Here's him basically saying, who's this slime? Oh, master, you leave me to this idiot. Don't
Your
resist.
defiance is foolish and misplaced.
Oh, I have to be dark side to him too, and all my companions too, right? That's gonna be a little hard. Servant of Tulak Horde.
Was Jabe wise Jabe prophetess Wisans Jagara Haitang.
Silence.
Shut up. You are my slave now.
Slave.
Was Jabe wise
Slave.
Jabe prophetess Wisans
No,
Jagara
you awaken me,
Haitang.
but I do not answer to you.
Dubai's Korriban's mana.
You've made a grave mistake. For I hunger and I will devour you. Here goes first time he says I'm gonna dine upon you. Bring it on. Let's go, brah. You even force lift? So yeah, first time I fought him, it was difficult. Now it's gonna take like 3 seconds, but I think it might have taken me a couple tries the very first time I ever did this.
Yeah.
Ni ok panai name in maidens.
Well, I remember, yeah, you had to, even killing the droids, you had to have strategy for when there was 2 of them.
Right. Maybe use a CC. Did we have CCs then? Either way, you had to like kill the weak ones fast, and yeah, exactly. You will obey.
Obey or perish.
Sisunja, Dargi Skolan.
But someday, I'm gonna kill you. That's what he says. There we go. Kemval as a companion. Now what do we gotta do? Find a way through the debris wall. Debris. Is it this way? Going the wrong way. Oh, I so want to jump. I want to jump down. I want to jump off the ledge. Did you jump off the ledge, Seema?
I did not. Dang it.
I'm examining the wall. Kemval punched it. Oh, my techniques. Shoot lightning at it or punch it. I am with such finesse. Go ahead, Kemval. Beat him up. I think I have my companion bound to my mouse button, so if I click it, my companion will go off and do what it needs to do, which is useful because then the companion will. Here, let me see if I've got it. Yep, there he goes. So now he'll grab aggro, and then I can stand back and do things like lightning storm. He CC'd that. He CC'd the one mob as well, the first thing he went after. He's a little bit weak. What is? Oh, he's set to heal. No, wrong.
Yeah, mine. Yeah, it's crazy. Why is he? I'm gonna change that. Mine is too. Yeah, tear him up, man.
Eat him. There you go. Now unleash that Dashad smackdown. Oh, great. Now we get to kill. Are you, or are we still in class story? Separate?
Yeah, we're still in our separate stories.
Oh, so do you see the
I'm killing him right now.
Tatic? Oh, you are?
Because I'm just way ahead of you.
You are elite.
And now I'm level 14.
Oh, I haven't even been training. I bet I have new abilities. Did you pick a... Did I pick a discipline? I bet I did pick a discipline,
I haven't
didn't I?
done that yet.
I think I did. Yeah, I'm Madness. Which means I should have... yeah, now I'm 14 also. And I have skill points. I got skills, man. Bow hunting skills. Oh, I got a Panther belt. A TD
Ooh, a Panther belt.
07A Panther belt.
Oh my gosh. I remember when
Imperial
any
Agent
kind
only.
of moddable belt was just a premium.
Look at this galaxy map hollow. I think you can get one of those for your stronghold. There's a couple we have that are a little bit like this, but this one's really big. I like it. What am I doing here? Oh, grabbing the map. That's right, Zash. Zash wanted the map. She didn't actually need the Dashad, I don't think. That wasn't part of her plan. In fact, it might foil her plans in the futures.
Yes.
Hint, hint.
It might blow up in her face.
Foreshadow. Yes, her beautiful face. Or is it? you back already? Did you?
Yes,
Did
I
you
quick
quick
traveled
traveled?
back to this.
You are so far ahead. All right. I'm on my way. We're at 65 minutes. I'm not stopping. Quick, do a quick turn in. Zash will be happy with us, and then maybe she'll give us a ship. Oh, where's Fawn? Don't we get to see Fawn?
No, we get our ship on. Oh yeah, maybe she will.
Oh, at the end of no. Yeah, we don't get a ship yet. What am I thinking? We get the ship at the end of Dromakas.
Yeah.
Because here, how do we get?
What are we thinking?
And how do we get from the Imperial fleet to Dromakas, Seema? Do you know how? We take a shuttle from here to the fleet, but how do we get from the fleet to Dromakas?
There's a shuttle from the fleet to Dromakas.
There is a shuttle, but that's not how we're going to get there. We're going to take the Black Talon.
I get it, Max. I know what you want me to say now. We're going to take the Black Talon.
We're going to take the Black Talon. Black Talon.
I'm telling you,
so that's happening next week.
Done. I went into the tomb. I saw the Dashard across the chasm, but I could not get to it.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
The map. Lord Zash is adamant she will not take an
I'm telling you, Lord Zash wants the impossible. No one is
Ahem.
You don't mean this map, do you?
The map. And the Dashard. Get that monster out of here this instant and give me the map.
No, it's not possible.
Don't cry.
You wretch, you filth. You must have cheated somehow. How did you do it?
Garbage.
How did you release the monk?
Been promoted from slave to garbage.
Oh, does Kembal get to eat him?
Right. You must have cheated.
Fawn, patience. You will have your chance at this whelp after you personally deliver this map to Lord Zash.
Eat them both, Kem.
Oh, there we go.
Bay for just a moment, Acolyte.
Oh!
With Fawn.
Zash steps in and prevents
now
the Dashad from eating them.
Here, Lord Zash. Right here.
You found it for me, Fawn? How wonderful.
You are one dead man.
Silence. Fawn will tell me what happened,
Ooh,
won't you, Fawn?
You wouldn't show her fangs just a little bit.
You? Because it would be a shame for me to discover that you lied to me. Now, one more time. Did you bring this map back
a little bit of
from
venom
Lila Sadow's tomb?
From Lord Zash.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bad move.
Hearken, you fool. In any other group for any other lord, this young man would have torn the other acolytes to shreds. What were you trying to prove? That you could outsmart me? That you knew better than me what kind of person I wanted for an apprentice? You fool.
Nice. Barbecue Fawn. I didn't get
There's
to kill him,
your
though.
pet, Harkin. Clean this mess up. Apprentice, meet me in my chambers upstairs.
Can you at least let Kembal eat him? Does he like him cooked?
She's dark. I bet
She
she's
is dark.
5.
Am I gonna say that's what you get? I guess.
She showed you, Harkin.
She showed you.
Maybe next time you'll learn to obey your superiors, eh?
This is not the end. Without Lord Zash, I have connections that will hunt you wherever.
Bring it, Harkin. Ooh, here we go. Dark side choice. Deal with it. That's my dark side choice. I guess
face
so.
it. Your star is dead. You're nothing.
Get off my side, slave. Your new master is waiting for you.
Fine. Okay, I think we can be done. So we go up and talk to Zash. She says we need to move on. We need to get to Dromakas. She's got machinations going on Dromakas. We need to catch up with her there and deal with things there. What we do on the way is we stop on the fleet. When this was in the old days, that would also give us the opportunity to be choosing our advanced class. We'll also get the opportunity, as we said, once the first time you go to the fleet, whenever that is, to get all of your your crew skills. So maybe we'll get that in between now and next week. And then that will lead us into the opportunity to find our way to Dormacos, either by just taking a shuttle or by running the first flashpoint in the game, which is Black Talon. And I think that is going to lead us into next week, and I think we will do Black Talon next week, which is one of my favorite and most played flashpoints in the game. I think I've done it about an order of magnitude more than any other flashpoint in the game, probably.
Easily.
I have a collection of... So there's a speeder that you get every time you do Black Talon. I have a collection of them somewhere. I'm going to have to pull that out for... Because they're not bound. The Laotian speeder or whatever. So I'll have to pull all of them out. I have at least 20 sitting around that I haven't deleted or sold along the way. So with that, I think we are good. That was a good walkthrough that finished up Korriban for us. We still only want to sort of do two times on each planet, 1 time for each of the flashpoints. This was a fun one, though, and we had some extra startup when we were rolling our classes. Hopefully this new format for the show is working out for everybody, and we will try to continue it this way, continue to give feedback. We're happy to hear that as well. But for this week, we are good, and EPC 214 here, our droid, is ready to ship out and broadcast the podcast to everyone. Please keep up with us on Twitter, @MaxTheGray and @AIESEMA, and certainly subscribe, follow, and bookmark us on all of the places like newoverlords.com, iTunes, YouTube, and Twitch. Also, as always, come find us on Jedi Covenant or on AIE-guild.org, and come get an AIE Guild invite because we would love to have you in the guild. And we will talk to you later.
Later, everyone.
One second. Vortex out.wave, and later.